But here's why some people worry, Colonel Francona. As you know, Syria and Russia are working together in Syria, and Mr. Trump admires Vladimir Putin. Senator John McCain worries about Trump's desire to improve relations with Vladimir Putin and Russia. He said, quote, "At the very least, the price of another reset would be complicity in Putin and Assad's butchery of the Syrian people. That is an unacceptable price for a great nation. When America has been at its greatest is when we have stood on the side of those fighting tyranny. This is where we must stand again." So what do you see happening, Colonel Francona?
Well, Syria is a basket case. Our policy in Syria, unfortunately, hasn't changed since 2011. We're still demanding the removal of Bashar al-Assad. And of course, that's been complicated by the rise of ISIS. And now we've had to shift our focus from supporting the opposition to going after ISIS. And now with the interference and the intervention by the Russians and the Iranians and Hezbollah and all the other forces, you've got a really mixed playing field there. And we haven't adapted our policy. The new administration is going to have to figure out just what our interests are in Syria and then act accordingly. If that is working with the Russians against ISIS, that's going to take a major shift in our policy. And in effect, we will be allied with Bashar al-Assad. And I don't think we want to get into the situation where we're supporting a guy who bombs hospitals in the city of Aleppo. So this is a real challenge for the new administration. And I get the impression, and I understand what Jason is saying, we do have a government in power right now, but I think they're kicking the can down the road because Syria just has no solution as far as this administration is concerned.
All right, so Jason, I want to focus on the position of National Security Advisor. Michael Flynn is Trump's only pick for that position. It's no secret that Flynn considers Obama weak and spineless. That's what he's called the president. He also considers him incompetent in his foreign policy. Flynn is also quite a hawk. So how would he change America's strategy against ISIS, you think, Jason?
Well, you know, I served in JSOC under you know, directors like General Flynn when he's with DIA, and we know that they have an aggressive policy. Number one is to craft, again, the U.S. national interest first, and that's about divining, first and foremost, what is most efficacious, what's the most effective way that the U.S. protects our interests and make sure that when we put soldiers in harm's way, they're dying for a specific cause. Right now, if we give Mosul, if we win Mosul, what's happening on the ground right now is when we turn that land over, we're going to cede it to a government that is almost a proxy right now of Iran. And when you talk about, you know, bad allies and strategic allies, we've given Iran leverage in the region to become a national power. And that's something that we've already seen. So Rick is absolutely right. We're going to be digging out of a mess. Syria is a mess right now. General Flynn is the kind of guy that stood up when things weren't going well with Islamic State, with Al-Qaeda, and he told the truth. Telling the truth is absolutely important. Identifying the enemy, he's done that over and over again. So first identifying the enemy and then crafting a policy that makes sure that the U.S. interest is first. So when our soldiers, the best in the world, when our service members are out there, they know the cause, they know the purpose, they know the end state, which is something we haven't seen over 8 years. It's been longer than that. Our soldiers are begging for leadership. And I think we're going to see that with General Flynn.